Hey guys, Morgan's Maintenance here with a how-to video today. Today I'm hanging blinds in a building that we've been renovating, kind of at that stage, or at least we're waiting for some other materials. You know how hard it is to get materials to be able to do some other things. So I'm moving over just to do this, to get out of the way. But I thought it'd be some good content to share with people about how to save some money in purchasing your blinds. I'm hanging the cheapest blinds that they sell at the big box stores, and the reason being is in these conditions they tend to get tore up a lot, so it doesn't benefit me to buy more expensive ones because they tear those up the same as they tear up the cheap ones. But if you buy the cheapest ones they have at Lowe's or Home Depot or any other box store, they will not cut those. So you have to be able to find one that fits exactly in the window that you're wanting to fit those in, and that rarely happens in my case because the windows have been changed to where they built walls around them or something else over the period of time. But what you can do is you can cut these yourself, so they won't cut them for you, but the price on these is $15. To step up to the same type of quality but ones that they will cut for you, you have to pay at least double, if not more than that. I think the next ones up were $33 at Lowe's or Home Depot for them to be able to cut them to size for me. Well, then on top of that, I've got to wait at the store for them to cut those, and then I also have to keep track of which one goes in what window and all those things. It's much easier for me to just cut these myself, and we save money. I'm doing 30 windows, so if I'm saving just $10 per blind, I would save or make an extra $300 on this job. So that would be beneficial if you're a homeowner and you're going to change out the blinds in your entire house. Count up how many windows you have and think about doubling that. That's how much money you can save by doing this yourself. Or if you're a person who has a lot of rental properties, I'm sure you go through these blinds like gangbusters. I know how that goes. This is a way for you to save some money. So to do this, to cut these blinds, to fit them into place, I'm going to show you the process of doing that. So the first thing we need to do is we got to get a measurement of our window opening. And this one is 45 3/4. And what I'll do is I'll take a 1/2 inch off of that because I'm going to need a little bit of clearance on both sides for that blind to work properly. So we're going to go with 45 1/4. So we need to get the blind out of the package. Now that we've got it unpackaged, what you need to do is you can look on the inside and you can see how much room I have here that I can change the width of this blind. And there's always this side I don't have as much because I'm going to get into the mechanism that holds the bar that lets you open and close the blinds. So if I want to cut one side, I want to make sure that I cut it off this side. Now if I'm cutting a lot off, sometimes I will cut some off of both sides just so that these are kind of more centered in the window instead of cutting it all off in one place. So the side that I'm going to cut, I'm going to remove the end caps. And then it's optional, but what I like to do is I like to go ahead and remove the end caps off of both sides. And then the side that I'm not cutting, I leave that up. I set it on the floor and get these nice and smooth. And I like to take a small clamp and just go ahead and kind of clamp that in place, keeping all that straight. And then that way I don't have to worry about these shifting on me while I'm making my cut. So we decided that 45 1/4 was going to be our cut. So I'm now going to take and I'm going to mark that. And see, I'm not cutting off very much, so I'm not worried about just doing it on one side. And then the main thing that you want to do, I'm using a 7 1/4 miter saw, but you can use any miter saw that you have. But the key is that you want to use a blade that is very fine tooth and preferably doesn't have carbide. I'm using this blade here. It's a vinyl siding blade. You can see that it cuts plastic or vinyl, 120 tooth. It's a high tooth count. It works great for this. But if you've got regular blades, you don't, I think this cost maybe $12 to $13. If you don't want to purchase a blade, you can use a carbide blade. If you flip it around backwards, you'll have more success. But the key is you want to go extremely slow while cutting these. And I'm gonna cut this in normal speed, and I'm gonna do it so that you can see kind of the speed in which I go. So I'm gonna line up to my cut line. You want to let the blade do the work, and then I like to pull the blind away from the blade so that the teeth don't catch and chip those. Now we grab our excess that we cut off. That goes in the trash. Now we'll put our end caps back on both sides. And then after we have our end caps cut off, the next thing we need to do is we need to install the hardware. And here's the first thing that you need to do with this hardware before you install it. You need to take the package once you get everything removed, you want to take the screws that came with it and throw those right into the trash. I'm going to recommend that you buy yourself any other kind of wood screw. I like to use these Craig pocket hole screws because they take a square bit for one, or a Robertson, whichever way you want to call it. It's a square two. That's going to save me a lot of hassle with slipping. The Phillips that comes with the blinds, those will strip out pretty regularly, and it's just a hassle. But also working over your head, these stay on a bit a whole lot better than what a Phillips will. Now the brackets that come with these are the clip-in kind, so they need to come inside of the window a little bit. If you have the kind that are the little box cube with the plastic slides, those need to go to as far to the outside as you can get them. But with these, I want to bring that in just a little. So now let's hang this in place. I'm going to put 2 screws in the top of each one. Now if you have the ability to put screws in these, you can as well. That would be screwing into the vinyl on my window, which isn't going to offer any kind of support, so I'm not going to mess with doing that. These blinds don't weigh very much. It doesn't need that much support. So now we're going to install this bracket. We're going to move it in some. Now we just need to slide our blind into place. You first slide it up on the top of the bracket until it clicks, and then you push it down until it clicks. These are the cordless version. Now all that's left is to put our wand on. And as you can see, there's a $15 mini blind cut, put into place, and I saved another 15, if not more, $20 on this window. It took all of maybe 5 minutes to make that adjustment, to make that cut, so you can save yourself a lot of money. I hope that this was useful to you. I hope that it saves you some money if you were looking into putting in your own blinds, or again, if you're a person who does a lot of rental property and you change these out all the time, you can save a lot of money by buying the cheap blinds at the box store, cutting them yourself, making sure that they fit. If you like this video, make sure you like it. If you haven't subscribed yet and you want to see more content like this, make sure you do so. Make sure you subscribe. And I want to thank each and every one of you who have subscribed to the channel. More videos like this And some of these will be geared again towards homeowners. Some will be geared towards maintenance people if it's a service call some way. But I do a lot of remodeling. I do a lot of service calls. I do all sorts of different work. So again, you'll see a lot of different things on this channel. But I hope all is well with each and every one of you. I hope that y'all have a blessed rest of the day, and I'll see you guys on the next video.